Okay, so somebody recently sent me a bunch of these Ozobots made by a company called Evo. Not something I'm very familiar with, but I know they're really popular with the STEM community. I think the kids love them for coding and stuff like that, similar to the Cosmo robots, I guess, educational toys. These things have run out of battery, and as usual the batteries are not user serviceable, or are they? So, I think they actually are. Never seen any teardown videos on these things myself, so I thought I'd just give it a go, breaking one down for you, showing you how I go about doing that. You're going to need, I think it's like a size 5 pentalobe, whatever those things are called. You'll figure it out. I'll put some links in the description to the tools that I've used in this video. But these things are quite simple to break down once you understand how they're put together. Getting the cap off is literally just a case of just removing one screw, and it's clipped in on the other side. Quite easy to take off, and that'll expose the printed circuit boards underneath. The only thing you do have to be careful of, I've noticed, is that this bottom plate here has got 3 little screws in it. Once you remove the cover, there's a very particular way you need to slide the bottom cover off the robot, that bottom translucent cover. You need to, once you've removed the screws and that plate, you need to very gently pry the PCB up, as I'm doing here, off the 3 stanchions that it's secured to. But be careful, because underneath you can see there's a little ribbon that attaches that PCB to the rest of the robot. So if you pull that off without sort of twisting it up, you're gonna disconnect that cable. But once you've done that, obviously you can remove the translucent cover from the bottom. I would recommend, as best practice now, putting that cover back on and just very loosely replacing one of the screws just to stop that from sliding out. Now if you're doing this yourself, you'll realise why I've suggested that, because if you remove that cover and you don't secure it back, all of the internals underneath that panel are in danger of falling out. You've got a load of motors and springs and cogs and everything else, so just secure that back. These 2 little plastic clips, again, they're just sort of pressure based, they're just stuck on, they're not screwed on or anything, and watch they don't sort of fly off when you're taking them off. You may notice that some of the wheels are coming off here, which is again why I did re-secure that lower panel, just to make sure that it's not gonna, all the internals aren't gonna fall out. The rest of the robot is pretty much, it's all of these little LED ribbons because of the nature of it and how it lights up. So you just need to be really careful when you're working with these ribbons, because they can tear quite easily. None of them are glued on, there's no adhesive or anything, they're just clipped on. As you can see, those little sort of bumps and ridges that the PCB ribbons are attached to. It's just a case of unwrapping the long one around it, and the 2 on the front of the robot, you just unhook them off the little connectors. You've got 2 more screws on the roof, or the hat, whatever you want to call this PCB that sits on the top. This is where the charging array and a few other of the electronics are stored. So once you've removed those 2 screws there, you're just going to very gently lift up that hat, and you'll expose what we're trying to get to here, which is the battery. Now, there's 2 cables that I start yanking on here. They're connected to a little speaker. You don't need to remove that. Just be mindful that they are in the way of the battery compartment, so you just need to make sure that you don't obviously pull that speaker out, because you could cause yourself further problems down the line. Also be mindful, I'm probably not doing the best job here of demonstrating how to get the battery out, because I'm using very sharp metallic tweezers, and if the battery is old and swollen, it'd be quite easy to puncture it, and you could have a few issues down the line there. I managed to source an equivalent battery for the replacement here. These are 70 milliamp hour batteries. I found ones of a similar dimension. They're actually a bit smaller, but they're 100 milliamp, or at least they're advertised as 100 milliamp. So these are the kind of things that you see in vapes and little drones, remote control cars, what have you. I've just ordered a batch of these. You can get them through various, whatever your preferred supplier is. Not really going to go into too much detail around how to desolder the old battery from the board, because it's quite self-explanatory here. You just got your 2 terminals, And if you are comfortable with soldering, you should be able to get the old battery connected to that PCB without too much hassle. Just make sure you've got it clamped securely, and take your time as well, and try to keep your iron away from the robot whilst you're positioning the leads to go in, because there's so many tiny parts on that board that if you rake across one of them and you disconnect it, you're going to get in trouble. Just be mindful here, as you can just see it on the top of the hat there, there's a power button as well that can not get in the way, but it's something to be mindful of because they can wear out pretty quick, and the last thing you want to do is catch that with a soldering iron and sort of desolder it from the board, because you'll never get it back. So it's just a case then, I guess, of just reassembling the robot in the reverse order as what we've seen here. It's only about 6 screws all. Once you've got the robot back as it should be, remember to lift up that bottom plate before you put the that cover back on. You just need to take your time threading the ribbons back where they should be. Make sure that they don't end up either tucked into the wrong place or folded back on themselves, because obviously the robot will refuse to start. Now, what I found was a very helpful video by another YouTuber who spoke about the fact that when you're trying to plug these in, they might not necessarily wake up even with a new battery. The way you have to do it is you have to jump start them, and you do that by raking the 2 power terminals with your little metal tweezers, and you can see as I rake across and I make that connection there, it's basically jump starts the robot, and it will start to pull in the charge. Your mileage may vary in terms of just how functional you can get these robots to be. They are quite old at this point, but with the new battery they should be as good as new, and with these newer batteries they should run for longer. That's it from me. I've got nothing more to say about these robots. If you've got any other questions, or if you're interested in these robots, I'll put some links in the description. Thanks for your time. I'll speak again soon.